overflowing bins and a rather disappointing view. Absolute pain to get to, huge town, rush hour and blocked roads. It was just like being back in the UK. It took ages to get here.
I'm mortified.
This place is an absolute tip. The whole area looks overgrown, unkempt. What have we done? Hi, I'm Daz and she's B, and we're on a 12-week road trip around France with our boys and our greyhound Sammy. Join us as we explore the history, beauty and fun we can squeeze in while getting to grips with the challenges of working and home educating on the road as a family in France, living a life less ordinary as we escape in the motorhome.
Someone is in a very good mood this morning. Leaping about, jumping around. I reckon it's this brand new lead we've got him. So we've had unfortunate incidents with two of our leads, shearing, breaking, and we went to a pet shop yesterday and she suggested this one was for two dogs, and I can see how, but actually we wanted one with lots of clasps on it because you can make it longer, shorter, depending on where you're walking, and you can also clip it to things such as motorhomes. Quite pricey, coming in at €20, but needs must, and it's a rather jazzy purple colour too. Well, good morning motorhome massive. It is about 11:10. There's a noisy dog. Get his tail wags, but he doesn't like a noisy dog. So, good morning from Sezanne. Now Sezanne, I discovered, is a Parisian women's clothing brand when I tried to Google it. But on the map, it's about an hour and a half or an hour and 20 something minutes from Paris, because we're making our way there now. And I'm just about to walk past some vineyards. How exciting. Actual vineyards. And as I was walking around the town yesterday, I saw a tourist trail that led to Champagne. So of course I had to see how far away Champagne was, because I've heard you can't call your sparkling wine champagne unless you've made it in Champagne. Do correct me if I'm wrong, Champagne fans. But yeah, that's about 38 minutes away from here. But we can't go back now, however much we'd like to. But it was mine and Daz's anniversary yesterday. We're not married. But yeah, he marks the August bank holiday is when we first started talking to one another. That was 17 years ago. Fancy that. So I enjoyed my own sparkling wine, but it wasn't champagne. And I'm not bothered about that because I quite like a bit of cava myself. As you know, some bit of a Spanish sparkling wine fan. Yeah, so we're in Sezanne, which has a little bit of history itself. Because back in the Middle Ages, as a lot of places were in the Middle Ages, it was fortified with some ramparts. And those ramparts now are nice walkways, so we'll go and walk there in a moment. But Sammy's decided that we're going to go via some vineyards this morning. You may have also noticed, apart from the poo bag, a cardigan and trousers. I'm mortified. When we were in the theme park on Monday, it was actually chilly. So yeah, I think it's probably about 13 degrees. And considering last week it was about 37 real feel, that's quite a change. When you've only packed a shirt and one pair of trousers, yeah, I kind of needs must. I had to buy myself a cardigan yesterday. This is not how I wanted to present myself in France. I even said to Daz, can't believe I'm going to be walking around Paris for 2 days and I've got really dodgy clothes. But it's not about the clothes, is it? It's about the experience. So they're doing the Eiffel Tower, we're doing a Seine River hop on, hop off cruise, specifically the hop on, hop off one, to give us a bit of a break on Saturday from just generally wandering around. So we're doing a lot of wandering around in Paris, I expect, on Sunday. And also the bateau bus, except doggies. So Sammy will be coming on the journeys with us. Now, interesting to note about dogs in Paris, they are very welcome. They're welcome everywhere. The Parisians love their dogs. However, if you've got a massive dog like us, they can't go on the buses. I was wondering whether you could get a ticket for them, but no, they can't. You can get them inside a bag, then they can travel on the bus for free. And we can't fit them in a backpack. We tried. No, I'm joking, we didn't really. So yeah, we can't take them on the buses, so we're going to have to do train and subway, which you can go on. But there's mixed reviews about whether he needs to buy a ticket on the train or not. But as long as he's got a muzzle and a lead, he's welcome on public transport. But they're not welcome on all the river cruise boats, so you need to make sure you check that. Sammy has voted for the manoir or the chateau route, which I'm perfectly happy with. And we didn't go all this walk yesterday, so thanks, Sam. I'm enjoying this one. Oh, it's blissful. Can't really hear any traffic, just bird song. God, I like Sezanne. I've got to show you the church as well. It's got some really interesting little buildings that have almost been attached like parasites to the side of the church. Yeah, I've got orders to get some bread this morning because Daz managed to find the most amazing chocolate spread yesterday. It tastes like Nutella. So I tend to put up with like a dark chocolate spread in France. Not that I'm a massive chocolate spread fan, that makes it sound like I'm a child. But now and again it's quite nice. But yeah, we have to get this dark one, sans lait. But this one actually tastes like what I remember Nutella tasting like. So we've had 2 very, very quiet days in the motorhome and around the motorhome the last 2 days since the theme park on Monday, where I got a little bit of burnout, I think, from just doing so much stuff. We needed some quiet days, so the kids have done lots of creativity. They've done lots of gaming. They've watched lots of stuff. Dad has renewed some sort of card for the last few days. But I thought today, we'll do something today. And I noticed the biggest World War II museum in Europe isn't far from here, in a town brilliantly named Meaux. I love that name. Or Meaux, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. But it's closed. It's got some sort of annual closure halfway through August until Saturday. So just our luck, the biggest World War I museum in the whole of Europe. Looks really, really good, and it just so happens to be closed whilst we're going past. I'm sure the kids don't mind, and we might do a trampoline park instead, but I'm a bit sad because that would have been amazing. Well, Sammy really has been in charge of our walk, but when it takes you past a house like that, I don't mind. That is very different. So textured. I like it. So here's the church in the middle of Sézanne. And because it's first thing in the morning, there's lots of traffic, but what I want to show you are these cute little houses that have just been wedged onto the window up there. You can see the church window, it goes straight into this roof. It's now the tourism office, and you've got another shop here, another shop here, and then there's a little house around the corner which I think must be inhabited, but I don't think these shops are always used. So maybe around Christmas time they're used, because I think they might encroach on the church a little bit. So yeah, it's not being used at the moment, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like it's perhaps sells champagne. See the Cat Avenue de Champagne? There's lots of champagne references in the tourist office. This one again looks a bit like a storage office and an advertising board, so they don't use it all the time. And this square here is called La Place de la Republique. The fountain over there that we just saw, behind the blue van, was built in 1855. We'll go and have a look at the birds playing in it now. And then we must go and find chocolate spread for this chap. Now, if you have a little look at that sign behind me, behind the fountain, Phoenix, it says in black, Route Touristique du Champagne. Can't believe it, we haven't seen it in any supermarket around France, and then this is the second time in 2 days. I mean, it's pricey, but that is amazing.
Well, good old E. Leclerc. We had just run out of gas this morning and they've got 3 in stock, so I'll get our bottle and go in. But we did have a dilemma yesterday when we were trying to decide. We knew we were about to run out of gas and we just passed the shop that had it. So the choice was, do we hand in a bottle that still had gas in it but would guarantee gas right to the end of the trip, or risk it? And we went with risking it, of course. And it ran out this morning rather than last night, which is fine. So the fridge isn't plugged into anything at the moment, but in about 10 minutes time it will be. And then that's it for gas. No more gas worries for ages.
So 3 in the store, you say?
Yes, and the lady was very nice, and it only cost 28 euros. Don't forget, folks, take that off because that confuses them if you go in with one of those on.
Oh yeah, they think you've they think you need a brand new one.
Yeah, that guy in the DIY store take it off me almost as if I'd stolen it. But yeah, no, you just go in that Leclerc, you do it via just reception. She took the old one, told me just go and collect a new one, took it back to her, and she sorted it all out. Explained I didn't speak French, but she was very kind. Just to kind of like, that's it, in and out. That's how I like it. Military style operation rather than faffing
in all aspects of your life.
Yeah, kids.
Your relationships, in and out.
Food, toilet, everything.
You're a simple man. No, that's good, and it ran out at just the right time, didn't it? The kettle was more or less boiled for our tea in the morning. It wasn't past a boil or mid-meal, and it could have been last night because I decided to use the gas for a long time making a lentil dal. So yeah, it was perfect timing really, and considering we've had such gas nightmares, it couldn't have been better.
We will rethink it next time we come to France. Maybe we'll get a French bottle system. It'll be different, but for now, that'll do.
What's that say?
I don't know what it says.
This feels like suddenly in this non-touristy place, Grand Est. Yeah, it seems to be readily available, whereas down in the south of France, it was like a hen's teeth.
It's weird because down there it was so hot. You think, what are you using gas for? Okay, like cooking dinner, but you're not using it for heating. But then equally, I think they've got an issue where it runs dry quite quickly, and then there's like a couple of days. In several supermarkets, it was like, sorry, we're out of stock. 2 days time it comes in, and obviously we're not there in 2 days time. So yeah, maybe next time we'll check out the French bottle system, because outside most of these supermarkets and DIY places you can get those big bottles of gas. But if you do go with the camping gas route, avoid DIY stores. They charge a fortune, and always take the red tag off and go into the supermarket first and check it's there before you drag your bottle in.
So we're going to do a little bit of a drive to hopefully a trampoline park this morning. So we've had 2 very quiet days, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to try and drive us to a trampoline park. We're not sure whether this one is in existence, but there's one a little bit further on if that one doesn't exist. Just going by the reviews and the pictures on the internet. But I've noticed the London plane trees are no more. I think down south we saw them a lot, and then heading up the Côte d'Azur, didn't see them so much, and the east, France, they've more or less disappeared. So we're still getting some tree-lined streets, but we're not getting them tree-lined with the London plane. We're seeing something else.
Well, the fact that no one else is parked here might suggest that the one place we've come to try and find some exercise for the boys today at trampoline park is actually closed. So weirdly enough, lots of businesses close over the August bank holidays. I suppose it's because they have staff that want to take holidays too, but it does mean for tourists like us that actually things like a trampoline park, which should be really good by now, are closed. But also, if you owned a trampoline park, what else would you need to advertise your services than an aeroplane? Of course.
Hello. Well, from my limited French understanding, after reading all of the signs, I think it's open from 2 o'clock for all of the things that our kids want to do. There's bowling, there's trampolining, really? And that should be quite good fun. Bowling? So we've got 2 hours maybe to have some lunch, maybe do a bit more diary writing because they've done quite a lot of screens on this journey, and then maybe at 2 o'clock we can go and have a nice time jumping in the trampoline park and maybe doing some bowling as well. This is really out of my comfort zone, even though I have a bowling pass. So we're all having a go at bowling now, while Daddy's doing mentoring in the motorhome with Sammy. So, right, let's give it a go. Ah!
Oh, Mum! Unlucky.
4 miss, what a shame. That's it. Because Indy wanted barriers. That's why the barriers are good. Well, I appear to have forgotten all of my skills. But it's fun nonetheless. Oh my gosh! It flew! That's good! Well, that was good fun. My eldest thoroughly beat me, but it was a good laugh anyway, and there were lots of misses. I can't believe we didn't get any spares and we didn't get any strikes. Oh well, supposedly Paris is going to be blazing sunshine, 25 to 7 degrees to 27 degrees on Saturday. But look at it now on Thursday afternoon. Pretty miserable, huh? Well, this has been such a rare sight in the last 3 months. We're grateful to be able to say. But it looks like it's set in for the evening and possibly on and off tomorrow as well, which is fine. We're just travelling and going to the vets tomorrow and settling into a out of Paris campsite. But yeah, it's the first time I've had to walk Sammy, I think, in what looks like quite heavy rain. I'm not looking forward to that tonight. Well, thank you, Luzine. Even though you look like you weren't open and you have 1 review on Google, it was a very nice afternoon and very nice service and staff. Very helpful indeed. I might put a 2nd review on Facebook, on Google Maps for you.
Double their reviews.
Yeah.
Well, we've got to our final stop before we move to a campsite outside Paris for the weekend. We're in a town called Meaux, I think it's pronounced. Absolute pain to get to, huge town, rush hour and blocked roads. It was just like being back in the UK. It took ages to get here, and when we got here we presented with about 4 or 5, no maybe 5 or 6 spaces, and noticed that you must pay €7 for the day, but it does actually get you 8 hours of electricity, which we've plugged into, and 10 minutes of water, which we'll probably do tomorrow. Services are just here. Much of a muchness really, services now. I've done so many of them. Got a lovely bit of splashback in my face this morning at that other place we stayed at. So when we arrived here, I thought actually town was busy and a bit grim, and as I walk over this way I thought this place was an absolute tip. There's rubbish everywhere, there's no canal path, no access to walk along the water with Sammy, overflowing bins and a rather disappointing view. The whole area looks overgrown, unkempt, and I just thought, what have we done? But thanks to Sammy and his insistence of walking a different direction, we were taken this way, and there's a whole park area, plage, there's geese on the side, there's an area of toys and swings and slides for kids, walks into what looks like woodland, although Sammy wouldn't go in there. And actually from a different angle, this place is pretty good, and for €7, and we're what? Half an hour, 40 minutes away from Disney. It's all right. So here we are, and the facilities around us, including the plage and somewhere to get a drink. Apart from all the nonsense that's up this way, just look at all the waterways you can go and check out. Clean. Yes, you've read it here. Us being all virtuous. So it took 30 years to get the Arc de Triomphe from the ground up to where you see it now. Right, now where's his Basti?
You're such a good boy. Such a good boy and such a good view.
Well, that's all we've got for this week. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And until our next escape, thanks for watching.